a time for my live to go live. How y'all doing? I was in here running my mouth. Thought I'd go live instead of recording 20 videos. So anyway, I got on here initially because Chris Rock was talking about how most statistically black men die in their 50s and how the oldest is being groomed to replace the primary parent. He said the father, but I'll say the primary parent. And I was like, yeah, I could see how he's saying, you know, the oldest is being groomed. And so I started talking about birth order. And I was saying how, you know, I didn't knowingly groom my oldest to be my replacement in event I pass away. But I said when a parent has a child, their first child, they don't know that they're going to have a second child or a third or a fourth. All they know is they got this one child. And so most parents, you know, this is our pride, right? Well, what do we do with our pride? Well, with our pride, we raise our pride to the best of our ability. So we're pouring everything into that kid. So that's why you have such high standards for your firstborn, because that is your that's your legacy. So that's why the firstborns get it so hard, and we have such high expectations for our firstborn, because that's all we got. And then I was saying how the secondborn comes along, and your secondborn, you're kind of lax on your expectations of them, because in your mind you said, this one is the one that I'm going to pour into. So knowingly, we are already hyper focused on this child. That's why the firstborn has it the hardest. The secondborn, they come along and we're just like, okay, we know we went way too hard on the firstborn. We're practicing. We've never parented. That's why my family is a cooperative. We all parent together. I'm dropping some videos right now where I'm like, you gotta ask Bailey, I don't know, you know, or we're all parenting together. Andre Jr. is inputting, and, you know, even the younger kids are able to have input, and we're all doing it together. Why? Because my kids gotta be ready to be parents when it's time for them to actually be parents. My kids also deserve the opportunity to try out their theories. I would never do that to my kid. Okay, do what you think you would do to your kid. Try it out. Let's see. It might work. Whatever you do besides what I do, it might actually work, because what I've been doing ain't working. And so your kids have the opportunity to try out their theories and work all that stuff out, so then when they get their own children, they can do what they need to do. And so everybody is everything in my home, and I'm not going to say that's good or that's bad. You know, my husband likes to often say, you know, your daughter cooks dinner for me. I was like, would you rather have a trash meal done by moi, or would you like to have a meal that actually tastes good? And my daughter happens to be, I asked him, I was like, would you be mad if you came home and a chef was cooking your meals? So why do you have a problem that Bailey is? Bailey enjoys cooking. He's mad at me because I don't do all the standard wife duties. I was talking to my friend the other day. She take off her husband's socks when he get home every day. 23 years been taking this man's socks off when he get home every day. When he is eating dinner. Oh, Crystal, hey, Booski. When he is done eating dinner, he nudges her and says, you could take my plate. I'm like, this is what wives are out there doing? Yo, I'm a shitty ass wife. Like, He called me a deadbeat yesterday, y'all. And I went and talked to this wife, and she was telling me all the stuff she does. I was like, I am a deadbeat. And all my husband says he needs affection. See, I'm giving the next woman the cheat code because he said he wants a divorce. I said I wanted a divorce too. But then I went over my friend's house. The whole divorce thing is communication. Oh, he has a problem with my spiritual path, but anyway. Communication, spiritual path. More spiritual path, but it ties into communication, but he's blocked behind spiritual path. So he can't even address what's really bothering him because he's so hung up on my spiritual path. Anyway, he said what he said, I said what I said, and I was like, 100% solid. And those of you who are in my inner circle, I'm getting divorced every other week. But weren't you getting divorced every other week until you finally got that goddamn divorce? So I know I'm crying wolf, but even in that crying wolf, one day it's really going to be what it's going to be. And I must stop that cycle unless that's truly what I want, which it isn't. But that's not what I was talking about. Anyway, we said what we said. And then I went over to my friend's house. Oh, that stretch feels fucking phenomenal. Went over to my friend's house and she started telling me about her experience and what she's been experiencing the entire duration of her marriage. And I was like, even in that you stayed married? Even in that you stayed faithful? Even in that you took that nigga's shoes off or his socks off at the end of the day? He nudged you when he was done eating. You woke up and you did all these things. You raised his children. You made sure he had a home. You made sure... What she does for this man. I was like, women like you exist for real. In complete unhappiness. Complete unhappiness. But duty drives her to show up for herself and you and your family every day. And you dog her out. Who raised you? Who raised you to watch a woman live and die for you and your offspring? And don't come with offspring. So she didn't push the offspring she's living and dying for out of her body. And she's still showing up. And you dog her out. That's freaking phenomenal to me. Who raised you? So as my friend is, they have 2 children, trying to be as general as possible. They have children and, I know the advice is to expose your children to what's happening, not the advice, the learned, the pathway. Is to limit what you expose your children to. But how will they ever learn to navigate this? The divorce rate is what the divorce rate is. At least 50% chance your children will end up in this situation. At least a 50% chance. And if they do, Spirit's like, no, it's 100% chance they won't because they are in charge of their life. But can I at least make my point? Can I make my point? And then you could come in with all the positive woo-woo. But the point is, if you are not raising your children in a way that they can understand, I'm crying over her marriage. This woman, men, y'all are fucking wild. I'm not saying women are right, but the women I know, the way y'all treat them or treated them is fucking wild. I don't care how much attitude she got. She got the nerve to have an attitude for carrying your ass. She got the right to have an attitude. You kicking and screaming every step of the way. Just be fucking agreeable. You chose her for a reason, but you gonna fight her every step of the way? What the fuck you choose her for? If you do not cheat, and somebody, you want a simp, you don't want a man on my video that says a man needs to love his woman more than she loves him. Oh, that's a simp. Okay, that's a simp. But guess what? In order for a man to trust you enough to lead him, which is what he should be looking for in partnership, he needs to love the out of you. Because the last woman that led him was his mama, and he loves the out of her. So if he doesn't love someone more than he loved his mama, you don't have his heart. He's not trusting you to lead him. But if you have his heart and he's trusting you to lead him, okay, men, you are with the woman who has your heart and you trust her to lead you. Why do you fight her every step of the way? Makes absolutely no sense. This woman gave this man more years of her life than she's been on this earth, which means the amount of years that she was single, she was married for more years. And she's my peer, which means that she was a fucking child. She chose this, yes. But that still doesn't take away that this man took this woman's body. This man took this woman's body this way. This man took her youth, took her beauty, took her mind, because she couldn't even continue to develop individually, independently of who she was, because she was always a part of you. And the level of her that she had to give you, and you got the nerve. I don't care what this woman is behind closed doors. The level of betrayal to betray whatever that betrayal is just mind-blowing to me. Because what the average woman, just average, not the above average, what the average woman gives up to be with you, a lot of times it's a deal with the devil. I only say that because that's what Spirit's been working on me and teaching me about deals. When you're entering into any type of agreement, and we have columns, I'm like, okay, what do they get and what do I get? How you doing, Tax Pearl? And as you look, what they get and I get, if it's a huge imbalance, I get to say I have a man. But what do they get? It's not a blessing if it leaves you bent over and bleeding. And so you have to look at everything in life and understand, if you are getting fucked, it wasn't a blessing. Okay? I was just talking to my friend. She came over and she was talking about something that relates to blessings, but I don't remember. I like what my hair is growing into. I don't know what it is, but it looks intentional and I like it. Oh yeah, what is something worthless? Oh, I think you said something to me, but I'm too non-coherent to cohere what you just said to me. So if you were trying to be rude, then right over my head. And if you were being nice and I'm misreading it, right over my head. Anyway, middle child is what I was talking about. The middle child is when you're done raising the oldest. Not done, sorry. I was trying to find the whole connectivity, my bad. All right, so the oldest, you don't know you're gonna have another child, so you pour all yourself into the first child. Second child, you're like, oh crap, there's another kid. And you see how stressed out the first child is. Like, these parents know they stressing the fuck out of their first kid, but they keep going. Bailey bites her nails down to the quick. She don't do that just because I caused that. And so I knew I was stressing her out, but I didn't know what to do with the second one. So the second one is like, sometimes I'm a parent, sometimes I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't want to do that. But I'm committed to this, grumbling at the first one. So the second one's in the middle like, meh, okay, I'm here. And then the last one, there's a third one. So now you got a third one. And you kind of have a system. Because the first, it's like, we don't think we're scientists, but we are. The first one was an experiment. But we thought it was our final experiment until another one came up and we're like, okay, well that didn't work, so we're going to try a little different here. And, then the third one comes and we're like, all right, then we're going to do this one here. And then the third one, we're so old, by the time we're raising the third one, we're just like, yeah, it's okay. Tear it up. It's all right. Get another one. Because we've had to get another one all this time. So what's different for the third one? So that's why our kids are all these different things. And why I started talking about this is because Chris Rock said black men averaged until recently died at 50. And so they're raising their firstborn to replace them because 50 is young. My husband will be in their 50s, not at 50. My husband will be 50, 2024. So 50 is young. And with that statistic, knowing that statistic, I wonder how many black men are doing something about that. Because my husband all the time picks up his phone and he's like, dang, another one of my classmates died. And I'm like, yeah. And neither one of us are really doing anything to keep living beyond just living. And so it just really, that when he said that baffled me, because I was just like, wow, raising our firstborn to replace us. And, I went on how, I refer to Bailey as mini-me. I am raising her but I didn't know I was raising her to be me, replace me. I'm raising her into my excellence, which is how the whole sibling thing broke down. Another way that I wanted to break down what Chris Rock said, that black men die in their 50s. What's another way I wanted to break it down? It's just sad. That means you're middle-aged at 25. And y'all wait until your 40s to get your life together? You more than halfway dead if you wait until your 40s to get your life together. But that's really something that we need to think about. Because we all say we're going to live to our 90s, or we say our grandmother or our past, tense family members, and their longevity is valid. But they lived in a completely different world. Our elders lived in a world where they weren't intentionally They were more in your face killing them. Now they're more covert about killing them, but they're still, you know. So the air that they breathed was probably cleaner than the air that we breathe. The water they drank was probably a little bit more pure than the water we drink. The food that they ate was probably real food. So we have to think that, yes, our elders lived to be older, but they probably had a lot less adversities than we do. They probably had a lot less opportunities to take themselves out than we do. And so they were able to live longer because of that. Back then ain't now. Two different things. The alcohol, you want to tell me Jim Beam ain't changed the formula none in all these years? Now, not just a little bit for cost's sake. I could get this for real ingredient instead of the for real ingredient because it's cheaper and it affects the bottom line. The people won't be able to tell the difference. You don't want to tell me they ain't changed something to something synthetic to save a dime at your cost? Please. So we can't measure our longevity against the longevity of those in the past. And then the people who are actually living beyond 50, say like Angela Bassett, what is she doing to live? Can we look at the blueprint of those who are actually doing what we say we want to do? I say that I want to die when I'm 90 years old and my husband is 97. So in that vision, I'm still married. So there you go. You know, but what am I doing to live till I'm 90? Whether it's possible or not, what am I doing to live till I'm 90? So I'm fulfilling my truth, or I was gonna say reality, but you know, my reality is based on my truth. And what is my truth? It's based on what I'm living. And what am I living? Sedentary, snackarooski, you know. I've got to fix that because I definitely want to live past 60, 70. 80's good. 80's good. I want to die when I'm 90. I wanted to talk about, finish the whole I want a divorce. Yeah. So I just listened to this wife and her tell me about all that she does for her husband and how he just did what he did. And now that she put her foot down and said, this is it, he's just like, oh my God. I can't believe this. Why are you doing this to me? No, but that's not how you walk in my room. Excuse me. Why are either you in here? Go.
Can we say something?
No.
Did you eat Doritos?
No, I haven't eaten any Doritos. Go.
Good. She just says if I ate any Doritos, her cage, because I didn't eat any Doritos this day.
Okay.
Ain't that the truth? I didn't.
Leave him alone and shut my door. I can't wait till I have a studio. Can't wait till I have a studio and I could just record and have a little podcast popping off so I can, have that audio type situation going. Yeah, I'm excited. I've been seeing the angel numbers and paying attention to that. Yeah, so I went over to my friend's house and she was explaining her situation which made me think about my situation, which then made the other young lady who was in attendance say, don't compare your situation to somebody else's situation, which made me say, I'm not comparing my situation to hers necessarily, but saying, okay, there's a lot more effort that I could be putting into my marriage. And I'm sitting here talking about I want a divorce simply because, and does my husband in any way have the right to be disgruntled? So there's a lot of things that I am asking myself every time I make the announcement, I want a divorce. My defense mechanism, I need to really take it off of the table. But every time I say that, I mean it. But then something comes into my field of awareness. As my friend said yesterday, you will talk to the people that you need to talk to in the time that you need to talk to you to help you discern. And no, they're not telling you, look, your friend, and that's not even true. People know who I married. People stop coming around because they know who we married. And this is, I can't speak for other people except for people who married who they're supposed to marry. But when you marry who you came to this earth to marry, you married your soulmate. There's a connection that everybody sees. Everybody leaves you alone. Don't nobody try to holler at me. I am very respected. And when I say, okay, yes, somebody has slid in my DMs. But even the way, like, those hello, da-da-da. But all that stuff that y'all deal with, I don't deal with none of that stuff. For a while, I was like, dang, I must be unattractive. Don't nobody want to try to holler so I can say I'm married? Like, no, everybody sees that you are married, and what you have with this man, they can't even give you. There's this young man who was saying, I didn't even holler at old girl because I knew I wasn't ready. In the context, they were trying to say what he was saying was something kind of negative, But I was like, yo, do you understand what he said? He didn't holler at her because he knew the quality of woman that she was at that time. He was not ready. That's admirable. And everybody wants to get on Simone Biles' husband because he said he's the prize or he's the catch or whatever he said. I think he said he's the catch. But even if it is a prize, let's go there. My friend gave her perspective, and I respect and understand her perspective. But at the end of the day, as a mother of boys, I am raising prizes. I am raising catches. So yes, my husband is going to sit there and say, not my husband, my sons are going to very fully be able to say, I'm the catch, I'm the prize. Now, she is as well. I don't know why it's automatically received because we're natural born enemies. Black men and black women can't get along. Sarcasm. But because we're natural born enemies, it automatically has to mean he's demeaning his woman by saying he's the catch. No, and I don't know this man specifically. I'm just speaking, my sons will know they're the catch. So for either of my sons to be like, yeah, I know who I am. I'm intelligent. I sit down and I have conversations with my sons so that they know how to not only sit down and speak, but they know how to sit down and speak to someone of the opposite gender. I make my sons clean up after themselves. I make my sons clean up after each other. Why? Because if you only have your child clean up after themselves, they're only going to clean up after themselves. When I'm sitting here having this conversation with my husband about cleaning, he's like, I clean up after myself. I was like, yeah, and I clean up after everybody else. Plus you, because you don't. Because your level of clean up after yourself is not my level of clean up after yourself. Therefore, I still must come behind you and clean up after you. So if you teach your children to clean up after each other, they know how to clean up after everybody. I asked my sons Thank you, Christopher. I asked my sons questions so they could think, so they could use their brain, so that when someone asks them what they think, they don't say, I don't know. They actually know how to be introspective and think within themselves and figure some things out for themselves. You know, I teach my sons to put the toilet seats down. Why? Because who wants that wide, gaping, open toilet? You know what happens in there? You want that thing open all the time? No, close it down unless you're using it. That is a beautiful mother quality. Thank you for appreciating my mother. Are you familiar with my content? This is what I am. My origins are a healthy family advocate, but now I'm just out here space age pimping, you know, out here doing my thug thizzle on my spiritual journey, getting my talking hours up so I could get on this chitlin circuit and book me some speaking engagements. I love your words and voice, though. Thank you, dear. And thank you for letting me know I'm a good mother. This has been a long road. It's been a long time coming, but change gonna come. Y'all, I done reverted back into my old ways. I've been yelling at these damn kids. I was like, if somebody is recording the way I be yelling at these damn kids and try to release the videos later, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. But call me Eminem, because I'm gonna tell on myself before somebody get a chance to try to take off my whole, you know, these kids, these the kids y'all raising. Not the kids of this generation. The kids that you guys are raising will sell you out. Your children will secretly record you. Mine too. I don't know that I don't trust these motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep it G. Your own kids will record you and release the footage to bring down your empire that they live off of. This is my Dear Mama video, right? Where I said, these 80s babies, their lives are terrible because of substance. Okay, their lives are terrible because of a substance, because it destroyed their parents, whatever. All right, hold on, friend. So, but because he's growing up in this space of, you know, this is my only option to make money, is I gotta sell the substance that destroyed my mother, that destroyed my life. So it's just, yeah, family's doing great, Christopher. So everybody, it's like a full triangle circle where it's like, I gotta sell the substance because that's the only way that I can make money. That destroyed my parent. And because my parent was destroyed, my life was destroyed. So it's like we have to become that which we hate in order to survive. That is the trap. That is the trap. And so now, but where's the loyalty? I've sold to my mother. And I don't say that as a pride point. I'm saying the level of loyalty that I had to my parent, I sold to my parent. The level of loyalty, yeah, my level of respect changed a little bit. I'll talk more freely about my mother because she's no longer here, but my father's still walking this earth, and I believe he is not talking to me present day because I started promoting my book again that made him stop talking to me the first time. Pick up your copy of What's the Best That Can Happen. Amazon or LonnieLifestyle.com. Yeah, but what was I talking about? 80s babies. I don't remember. The kids are doing great, Christopher. They are out there. Bailey's going to be coming at any time asking me to chop vegetables, so I'm going to have to do that. But otherwise, you know, I don't know what 2014, what in the Lord? 2024 holds. I hear her coming. I be feeling a little twinge of anxiety when I hear Bailey's voice because I'm like, oh, here come mama. I just know if I don't get this retirement plan together real quick, she gonna be beating me when I'm an old lady. Didn't I tell you? she gonna take care of me, but she gonna take out like she say she forgive me, but if she got a chance to beat me, I think she'll beat me. God damn it. Damn, I done set myself up for the okie doke. I gotta get this retirement plan together because I can't have my kids beating on me like I done beat on them. Oh Lord. And then so that's why it's child abuse or elderly abuse. Because you either small enough to get abused or too fragile to get abused. So I get it. But dang, if my kids get with me, I might deserve it though. I don't want that. I don't need that retribution. I done set myself up for the okie doke. You see what the master done did to me? I'm still falling into the trap. Them goddamn snares are everywhere. But yeah, I think I like how my hair is growing. Yeah, I've got to hang out with my girlfriends. All 3 of my friends, I have a lot of friends, I guess. I am learning as I am open to being a friend how many friends I have. Thank you. Isn't that something that I'm learning, how many friends I have based on the amount of friend I'm willing to be? That's something. So if I only have friends who are online, it is because I am only allowing online friendships. The moment I decided that I want to, rekindle the friendships with my earthly beings here in, my state of origin, then, yes, I know it's not my origin state, but it's my origin state now, so relax. Anyway, if I want to make and reconnect here, then I must make myself available to those friendships here. And also communicate to those friends like, hey, I'm available for play dates if you want to ever get together. And so I've been able to have a little play date with my besties here. Because when I put the APB out there on the family, I even told the family, I was like, boop, 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 I'm available for play dates if y'all want to be family for real, for real. And only one responded. And so, as much as the play date we have, that's what we have, but it's more than what we had. So once we decide to resume said relationship, now it's determined on how much effort you want to put into the relationship. So one of those relationships, we go to events together. Hold on. It's cold in this motherfucker. Ah, shit, we done lost the light, y'all. Hold on. Whew. That gave me anxiety. Hey, how you doing, VXY? BJ, YJ Vibes. How you doing, YJ Vibes?
Hi.
Anyway, no, because every time a kid gets in my live, they cut my live, so y'all gotta go. Sorry, please leave my room, because I think if TikTok even hear your voice, they'll cut my live off. Go, go, go.
I want me in the video.
No, not when I'm live. It can't happen. I have haters. Please leave.
You need your room.
I'm gonna have a studio one day. You don't gotta worry about, they ain't gonna know where I'm at. See, these people don't know how to leave me alone. But once I get my studio, they gonna be like, where'd she go? And my husband mad every time he come home and I'm recording. I'm like, okay, when I get my studio, you never see me. Where'd she go? Yes, I love keeping it real, but people don't like realness. They don't like it, and so I either have someone who sits on my lives and waits for me to say a banned word, or TikTok already has my lives monitored. Because when I do get community, they don't tell me exactly what I violated. Like sometimes they do, because I'll say something I'm not supposed to say. That's why I need my own show. I don't need a platform, I need a show. But yeah, they only violate me for like 10 minutes, so I lose my access for 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, when I like for real do something, I lose access for days, but you violate me for 10 minutes, and I've noticed every time they violate me, one of my kids are in the video. Like, I won't even be saying nothing. I was literally untangling my cord on my overhead light, my selfie light, and Michael was talking about what a lady is. He was talking about what he believes a lady is. And he was saying, you know, a young lady who comes to class and does all her work and, you know, essentially handles her business. That's a lady to him. I was like, okay, cool. Ooh, so oh, somebody who doesn't handle their business. And this is in a 6-year-old brain. So in his 6-year-old brain, a chick who comes in and handles her business is someone who's going to gain his respect. Somebody who comes in is all that good time, fun time, you know, learn the sports and all that other stuff that we tell girls they need to be. All yeah, that gets his attention short term, but he's checking for. And, you know, if a girl looks good, she's automatically going to, you know, assume this archetype, you know, and then boys already tricked into ooh. That's a whole jumble web. I ain't even gonna try to go down, but that's something. But I already know Michael's type though. He likes intelligent women, like his mama. Duh. You know, but he likes intelligent women. He likes. Michael already runs and Caden, but Michael already runs ahead of me to open doors for me. You know, he already, you know, checks on me, and I always look at Michael and Caden, not to compare them, but Michael would be the Kappa and Caden would be the Omega. And, you know, they love differently, but they both love deeply. And so I look at the way that Michael looks out for me. And, you know, aside from Oedipus complex, you know, you should be your kid's first love. And when you are your kid's first love, you are their first love expression, okay? So this is in the healthy side of things. But you are teaching your child how to express love and kindness towards you, because you're like, well, if they could see it between the mother and the father, but, you know, I just talked about my friend who was married for more years than she has been on this earth. She has been married. And, you know, what was she demonstrating for her children to observe? That is love expression. You know, so everybody's definition of what love expression is different. You know, that's when we drill back to the 5 love languages or whatever, but we've already just discovered that there's more than what's in that book as far as, you know, acts of service. Yes, but that's so blanketed. You know what I'm saying? What is acts of service? For me, acts of service is completely different than this young lady's acts of service. Yes, I have to learn how to breathe because I'm over here. Let me get just one more word out, because I know if I stop talking, I'll probably lose my train of thought, and then I'll be like, what was I talking about? It's like, if it comes to me that quickly that it's like, if I just take a breath, I'll lose it. So I just got to keep trying to ride that breath, which is probably why, like, unbeknownst to me, I started, you know, breath work, you know, off and on. You know, I know how to hold my breath a lot longer than I did when I didn't do breath work. And now that I have made the connection to, I probably did start doing breath work so that I can speak for long periods of time, you know, and take quick breaths. So maybe that's why I started doing breath work, to prepare me to start speaking. But I need to continue breath work so I know how to come up off of this extremely long sentence and just talking and running my mouth like this. At some point I have to take a breath, so I have to figure out how to do that. TikTok takes away our freedom of speech. They really do. Yeah, they do. I believe it all. I used to think all that stuff was conspiracy theory stuff, but all of that stuff is so real. And it's kind of, you know, oh, I know DC and hey sis, yes, they are doing what they do. I went over my friends. A while back, and they were just like, are you relocking? And I was like, yes. And, you know, these are different than my last locks. If they're eons ago videos, but I'm going through my old videos, so that's what you'll see on my stories, or videos from when, you know, December. Right now I'm in February. But before February, I cut my locks off. And when I posted the video, and those were more uniform because I went to the salon and got my hair locked, and so she did it for me. But this time I wanted more of a, just all over the place look. And I don't know why I'm talking like this. But I wanted a more all over the place look. And so I just grabbed chunks of hair. And even today, I'll go for a retwist and it'll be too fat because I did want the fat chunky ones, but I don't know how you maintain them or like make the hair knot into itself if you're not twisting it, and if it's too fat to twist, I don't know. So even still, I've been doing this for a couple months. I rip them apart because they're too fat. I don't care. I'm locking again because I don't like my hair, and it's not that I don't like the texture of my hair. I don't like I don't know how to do my hair. I don't know how to feel like I look good with what I have concocted on my head. So I just let it grow out of my head and I lock it up. And whatever those locks turn into is beautiful. My hair is beautiful. I feel so amazing with locks. I have never had a bad hair day with locks, period. And so that's why I choose this hairstyle. Not for any other reason why. The only time I feel beautiful with the hair on my head is when it's locked up. Otherwise, every other time I'm out here like, anybody got a wig? Do you got a weave? You got a relaxer? You got a little short buzz cut? I mean, I could wear a curly if you know how to style it. Like, I don't know what to do with it, but the locks go. I'm already saying. I got my lock queens on here with me, Ion and Ree. I'm excited to start my wick journey. Love the freeforms. Oh, young Wiki Wicks. So do you already take your existing locks and just tie them together, or do you start all over? Because those are the big ones, right? Yeah. I don't know. I love them though. And I really love, hey girl. I really love the little bob look that I got going on. And I know that I'm going to probably love my hair to shoulder length, but I have committed this time that I'm going to let it grow as long as it grows, because before, all my life, Michael! All my life I wanted long hair. I've always wanted hair that touched my booty, right? Locks allowed me to have the opportunity to have hair that went to bra, full bra strap, not like a little widow's peak bra strap. No, I had a full bra strap, and I was like, oh my God, this is what it's like having long hair? This is terrible. Cut it back to shoulder length. Will you give me some ice water, please?
You're acting really lazy real quick.
I'm not acting lazy. I'm acting like I'm working and I need some assistance. So go.
Can you pause?
Why do I need to pause when I have you?
Bro, you can just
I carried you for 9 months. Can you get me some ice water?
Okay.
I'm saying.
Hey.
The ultimate sacrifice. So yeah, I was just like, if this is what long hair is like, you can have it. So I'm excited. The only thing is with locks, my experience was when you cut them, and I'm sure if I went to a loctician, they could hook me up. But when you cut the locks, they don't look the same on the end. So they look with the blunt cut. And I didn't like that about my other locks. Once I cut them all off, they all had that frayed little blunt look. But today I was thinking about it, and I think if you went in with the razor and you razored it down, then it would give it that tapered down look. And that might be a way to cut your locks without having the blunt on the end. Because I know that I'm going to love these. Palm roll them on the ends. I will give that a go. So after you cut it, palm roll it on the ends, and consistently palm roll it on the ends, or is it a one-time thing? When I went to Cosmo, just get the ice water. Everything doesn't have to be an argument. They irritate my soul.
Mom, I've been doing 1 billion things for Billy.
Okay, hey, you chose to be her doobie. Life was better when you were my doobie, but you chose to be Bailey's.
Because I act like Bailey.
And Bailey acts like me. I am the original. So if you wanted to be a doobie, you should have been mine, but you chose to be hers. And she's more needy than me. You chose. Bye. Stop doing your lips like that.
How about Kane be your duty and I be Billy's duty?
It's a do be. And you're all my doobies, but I use you the most because you're the most coherent. You know how to listen.
No. How about Kane do it?
I can train Caden to be my doobie. Bye.
I did like how many times I did things for Billy?
I don't know.
I realized me and Z have been friends for 3 years now.
How cool.
She's the longest friendship we've ever had in our whole entire life. You know that?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go journal about it.
Oh, me and Aiden be friends for like
Okay.
1 million.
Did you journal about her, or did you journal about what it means to you to have a friend for 3 years, and what did it take? Okay, so analyze it from a different way. You can never overanalyze something. You're a scientist. Look at it another way. Because that's how you're going to learn how to have friendships that last. What are you doing to make that friendship last? What is something that you can do more of, something you can do less of? What is something that you can take with you into your future friendships? So you can analyze this in a multitude of ways so that you're able to recreate it in your life. Because she is a proximity friend. She is your friend for 3 years because you've been at the same school. But you can take what has kept your friendship strong and now take it into your other friendships and create bonds with your friends. And now even if you move away, you know, there's efforts made to maintain that friendship because you know what it is to be a quality friend, because one, you are a quality friend and she's communicated that to you, but also you've had a quality of friend and you've had enough friends to know, okay, this feels good, this doesn't feel good. This was me just being moody, but this is actually okay. So you've had enough people that you could say, okay, these are good friendship qualities. So boom, hit it from that angle. You're welcome. Come again. All right, bye, Ree. You will get to know what your hair needs. Yeah, I love my hair. It took me a while. I was wearing the hat. My cousin told me, she was like, stop wearing the hat. She came over to visit me. All my friends, all my besties have come to visit me in the past 2 days. And it really warms my heart. Stop that banging! It really warms my heart because I have really good relationships with my humans that I have physical contact with. You know, you guys aren't humans. Who knows what you are? I really don't. You could be an AI that is communicating with me. I don't know. So what I do know is these women fed into me. And it was exactly what I need at the time that I needed. And we were able to share in no trauma bonding, only healing. We came together to heal. I was like, hey, let's come together. Everybody bring your journals. And we're just gonna use each other as healers. See, when you surround yourself with like-minded people who elevate you. See, sis, I ain't even said one word that you heard and you already double tapping the screen. Gang, motherfucking gang. But if you surround yourself with like-minded people that elevate you, then you can come together with them in sisterhood and heal each other. So I was able to, over the past 48 hours, spend time with my sisters and have healing conversations, marriage-saving conversations. Because what my friend said, She said, you don't want this. She said every fiber of her is being ripped apart right now. And she said, you don't want this. If you can save your marriage, save your marriage. And I was like, yeah, I still don't like this motherfucker right now. But my spiritual journey shouldn't be enough to rip my family apart. So what my friend said to me, she said, your niche is, how do you grow into who you are? Because we're all becoming, right? That's somebody's book title. We're all becoming. But how do we become if our spouse isn't ready? Because chances are, unless we hit a crop of black men, I'm speaking to my peers, unless we hit a crop of black men who are raised to be progressive in thinking and to use their brains and to know that ascension is causable, which means you can purposefully ascend. You can kick yourself into consciousness elevation. You don't have to stay stuck. I teach you how in my book, What's the Best That Can Happen. I literally teach you how to track yourself, literally track yourself, and purposefully, after you've learned yourself, now figure out how to elevate yourself. And if you need help, I do coaching one-on-one. I do public speaking. I do all the things. I'm getting this message out there. So tell a friend. But unless we're raising our children to know that they can kick themselves into ascension, Bailey knows how to kick herself into ascension. Michael and Kaden never forgot how to kick themselves. They come into this earth. That's how kids from 0 to 1 years old learn a million things. We can't seem to learn one thing in a year. Meanwhile, in a year's time, a birthed baby goes from not even being able to breathe air. They literally teach themselves how to breathe once they come out the poom. It's like they teach themselves how to breathe, and from there they are teaching themselves at a rapid pace until we slow their asses down. Whoa. I want you to learn what I want you to learn. I want you to learn how I want you to learn. I want you to do as I do. And that's when they cut themselves off from rapid ascension. So unless we are raising our sons to be men who already know how to rapidly ascend, then you're going to outgrow your spouse. So now the question is, how do you, and this is what I need to start documenting, because this isn't necessarily my niche, but it's definitely a book. How can you elevate to your consciousness of awareness? I don't know what the language is. I'm making this shit up as I go. And still stay connected in your relationship. I don't know if it's possible. I pray that it is. Because I asked my husband, I was like, do you want me to put my books in the garage? Like there's only so many places that I can hide myself from you. You and I really need to communicate on this note. I knew that I was going to finally reach you, Yvonne. Hit my DMs. I've been waiting for you, sis. Remember you said you've been hanging around? So I'm like, do I need to hide myself from you? I was like, I don't even do anything in front of you. If I do anything, and I'm talking about meditating, I'm not talking about doing any, I'm talking about, lighting the candles at my ancestral altar. I'm not talking about anything crazy. I'm talking about real simple stuff. that just makes him uneasy. And I can understand when I first started hearing about ancestral altars and I heard the word altar, I automatically thought, ain't gonna be me. That's some sort of demonic stuff. And then I was like, hold on, an ancestral altar is what? The word altar is not a bad word? Hold on. There's altars in churches. Oh, okay. That whole jersey and football and PlayStation remote over there for Derek, that's an altar? And that's an altar. Oh, okay. Let me go and get me an altar then. So it's all this ooh around everything. And so my husband is like, oh no, you doing too much. Thank you, Vonnie Vaughn. Oh no, you doing too much. And I'm like, but what am I doing? Man, when you walking around and you saying you clearing the house, you probably calling demons in here. I was just like, so you just gonna automatically assume I can't be expelling energy. I must be calling something in. Like, what the hell? Like, what do you think about me? Why am I your wife? Why am I your best friend if this is what you think about me? It just doesn't make sense. That's not what I think about you. Then why would it come out your mouth? Like, the shit's gotta make sense. Why are you saying something you didn't mean unless you meant it? And if you meant it, why are you with me? Like, these are for real questions that I'm asking my husband. I'm like, if we are going to be together, you have to be able to answer why would you say that to me? Do you truly believe that I'm capable of the things that you think I'm doing? What am I doing? Who do I pray to? Why haven't you asked me? You're just gonna run off with what you think I'm praying to? Just because I have an altar that has a picture of my mom and my grandfather and my cousins and my aunties on it? I'm praying to something besides God. I'm not even praying at the altar. I'm talking cash money shit. Like, I'm chilling with my mama. That's what I'm doing at the altar. I ain't praying. It's just ridiculous, y'all. What you say, Vonnie Vaughn? I'm connected with you for a reason. Can't figure it out, though. That's all right. We all out here, and we all gonna figure it out. There's people that come across my peripheral. There was this young lady. I was going down a rabbit hole of timeline jumping, and I found this young lady, and I messaged her, and we were talking, but it was the last message she sent to me, and I can't remember what she said to me, but what she said to me, we don't have to remember the words. Hey, how you doing? Mr. Ball Spot, how you doing? In the house. I like the way you enter a room. I like the way you entered that motherfucking room. Yes. I forgot what I was talking about. Mr. Ball Spot, let the present be known. But yeah, so I connected with this young lady, and okay, boom. So it's not what someone says to you, it's how it made you feel. Do you understand? We're not always going to, this is the difference between reading energy. I was gonna say body language, but it's not body language, it's what you hear, and you're like, oh, I need to remember these exact words for the rest of my life. Well, that's not possible. You cannot recall words immediately, but what you can do is recall how it made you feel. And so then when it's time to use the power of the word, but the energy of how it made you feel, when it's time to use that, now you can power yourself up. And so I don't remember exactly what she said to me, but it was something so impactful, and it was along the lines of things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And so what she said, no, never mind. I was gonna, oh damn it, I did it again. I was gonna see if I could, god dang it, pull TikTok up on my computer, but it ain't that important, because the point that I'm making is what she said to me was so impactful that it changed my perspective. And so I connected with her to Von Treese's comment. I connected with her, and I didn't know why. Because I approached her on one point, but you know, she let me off easy with her parting words. And her parting words changed my life so much so I really need to go back to her and be like, yo, when you said yada, 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 you know, that put a bug in my ear. You know, that put a pep in my step. That helped me look at life different because I don't remember what she said to me, but I remember its impact. I remember how it made me feel and that it impacted me to where it shifted my perspective. And that's how we know when we come across important people in our lives, because they help shift our perspective. This is the importance of learning how to kick yourself into ascensions, because now you are going through life. Thank you, Von Treese. You are going through life looking for people, not even looking, everything. I got on this whole kick because Chris Rock said black men die in their 50s and they're essentially raising their older sons to take their place. And then I ended up on all of this. So when you start living your life purposefully and you're like, everything, everyone, everything is a fucking messenger. Yesterday, when I was like, okay, marriage is over, I gotta go get a job and earn enough money to take care of myself and 4 children. Lord. And his crazy ex made it to where I can't use my teaching credentials. I was like, okay, God, you literally had me come out here, create this whole platform that has blew my life up. Y'all, I used to be happy. I was happily married. I'm still happily married. I just don't like my husband. Don't worry, he already knows. And I'm like, God, you had me come out here and blow up my fucking life. Yeah, you've been, I see you've been, that's all right. I appreciate you, friend. And I know it ain't gonna be over. You know, but I was just like, you had me blow my life up, so you can't leave me out here. And what God told me many things, but one of the things that God told me was, everything that I've shown you, you could have been. You could have been that famous author. Pick up my books at LonnieLifestyle.com. You could have been, you know, a successful radio host. You could have been a successful, you know, whatever it is, artist. You know, you could have been all of those things. The thing is that you've always stopped before it materialized. And I was like, okay, boom, 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 I receive it. And then the second thing that God told me was, how can you hold me to my word if you don't know my word? Now, we all know a little bit. Thank you. You are all of that. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for the world to see so we can make this money, sis. We trying to make this money. Make this money. I'm gonna take this from me. Anyway, so, you know, God told me, how can you hold me to my word if you do not know my word? And we all know our topical things. Well, not topical, whatever we maintained, you know what I'm saying? I retained a lot from church. I retained from all the times I've listened to the Bible on CD. I've retained a lot. All the things that I've, you know, the times I popped in the Bible and said, this is the year I'm going to read the whole Bible. I've retained a lot. But since God pulled up and said, how you going to hold me to my word if you don't know my word? I was like, check motherfucking mate, because as soon as I find and I can quote you and let you know you said XYZ, according to your riches and glory, you gonna give me all the desires of my heart? That's what you said. Now I know that's what you said, but I can't call you on it because I don't know where it is. So there's some more connectivity, because just because we know something, we must feel it. It must become a part of us, right? Because once, I already told y'all a while back, manifestation is a full body thing. So yeah, according to his riches and glory, God said all the things must come upon me. Okay. But that's because I heard the pastor say it. I don't really know for myself. He was real passionate when he said it though, so I think it's true. I need to go learn for myself if I'm gonna call my creator out, which is myself. Because once I tell myself and know that I promised myself that if I showed up for myself, I will be fucking rewarded for it. And that's why I keep showing up for myself, because I am my own creator. I am God. You are God. That is why the relationship with God is so fucking personal. You create your reality. Now it's a co-creation. That's how you got here. But for you to sit here and think that you are completely separate just because two earthly beings were the vessel used in order to bring you forth, do you not see how alien that is? That you are a consciousness or a spirit, depending on how you believe, who entered into human form and came through another human vessel in order to be birthed on this earth. You are an alien. Makes sense to me. If you are of higher consciousness and you somehow hop, through a seed, and so okay, let's see. How did you become a sperm? How did you become an egg? The implantation. So you had to already be planned before your, and it says it somewhere in the Bible. Before you were something in your parents' eye, you already were yada yada. There's something in there. There's some correlation. I don't have time to figure it out. But you've already been here. Oh, okay, so what are miscarriages? What is a miscarriage? I don't know. I don't have time to contemplate that. But in order, all the way back to my ancestors, like, I don't know how deep this goes, but we know. Please leave and shut my door. We had to be here. No. We had to be here. The first entities that were walking this earth, and this is just high level wow-wow-wism. I don't know what the hell's going on. Where'd the first humans come from for real? Who knows? Why don't we theorize? This feels good to my spirit, so I like it. The first human to be planted on this earth, and we will say Adam and Eve, we already existed within his scrotum in her womb. Because how did the sperm, okay, if we are a higher consciousness that inserts ourselves into human form to come forth into this lifetime, okay, I can buy all of that. But what I question is, how did we get into the vessel, i.e. our mother and our father, in order to come forth through that vessel, unless we already existed in that vessel, which means we already had to exist within that vessel, which means we already had to exist within that vessel, which means we existed within Adam and Eve already. Every human that will and is walking this earth has already walked this earth. That just makes sense. So how does the consciousness re-enter? That's something. I don't even know how I got here. Anyway, what was we talking about? That was too deep. Anyway, yeah, so God said those two things to me. And I've really been paying attention to angel numbers lately, and I'm 1,000% aware, knowing whatever, that I'm in a portal. The last time I entered this portal, aware of it, was the Black Girl Follow train. You know, those of you who've been rocking for a while, I still do, but I used to say, we got sucked through a portal. That's how we all found each other. And so I know this behavior isn't normal for me. All of this happened after the Black Girl Follow train. That portal I went through that destroyed my marriage. And so I told God, I'm not destroying my marriage without any freaking reward. And then, just like everything else, everything must be ripped apart in order to be put back together correctly. My marriage is being ripped apart. And Lord willing, which I am Lord, to be put back together. The success or failure of my marriage is up to me and my husband's willingness to be successful or a failure within our marriage. Excuse me! Who are you fussing at?
Mama won't say yes. Mama won't say yes. You will say this to me all day long.
Michael, that's fine, thank you. I don't appreciate you talking to Caden that way. You need to apologize and correct your tone. You are not his authority. You are his brother. You are his equal. Speak to him like he's your peer and like he's your friend. Do you understand? Excuse me?
He said yes.
I don't need you to answer for him. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Please leave my room.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry, Kane. Little day.
Just talk to him decent. Like, they are so committed to being rude to each other. It just makes me upset. I don't know how to break the cycle. I don't know how to break the cycle. All these freaking cycles, I don't know how to break them. I feel like I reverted back to my old energy. Not the same energy, but the same behaviors, attitude, like everything. You gotta rip it away to come back to it. But I'm so deep in just like, I really like this spell where I was just not high all the time, but just elevated consciousness all the time, where I just was excited about each day, and each day produced something amazing. I know that, 2024 is about to be the year. I spent all of 2023. Look, 2023 collectively had to be what it was so that energetically we can be at the space to whatever needs to manifest in the ether manifested, right? And so we all went through it. It is those who went through it purposefully who will yield whatever seeds they planted in the season of 2023. So if you know that you are planting seeds, know that they are coming to fruition in 2024. And whether I know what I'm talking about or not, there's enough of us who are saying this and planting seeds within people that we have the power to plant seeds into, because we are surrounding ourselves with people that move us. And so as we say that, because we believe it, and now you believe it, and now collective we believe it, and now we all start collectively, energetically coming together, because when two or more come in my name, I am present, which amplifies our energy. And now we are manifesting that which we have been planting seeds all of 2023 for, which means 2024 must be the best years of our life, because we energetically, collectively believe that it is. Period. That's the motherfucking benediction.